Hi, welcome to my podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about why customers use LDA services. Obviously, there may be many reasons why a customer would choose to use an LDA service, but I can speak to about three that I know of specifically. Customers use LDA services because they only need form preparation assistance in their legal matter. They don't need legal advice. Or perhaps customers use LDA services because they find those services easier to access and they get more personalized attention. And finally, customers use LDA services because form preparation services cost less money than having an attorney do the same exact work that doesn't require legal advice. Let's talk about the first point. Legal document assistants are authorized to perform various self-help services for people representing themselves in a legal matter. Those services include completing and typing up forms selected by the customer at their specific direction. LDAs are also able to file and serve those legal documents too, at the specific direction of the client, of course. The type of services that self-represented litigants come to LDAs for include various legal subject matters, such as summary dissolutions, legal name changes, requesting court orders from the family law court, etc. Many customers have gone to the self-help center to get information on how to proceed on their legal matter, or many have done their own research online or at their local law library regarding their legal matter. These customers now know which form that they need to fill out. They understand what they need to do. They know which court they need to go to in order to file their case. However, the customer chooses to use an LDA service because they only need form preparation assistance. These customers do not need legal advice about what decisions they should make. These customers know what they need, they know what they want. They just need help putting all that information on paper. As LDAs, we can't make decisions for them. But again, that's not the service they need. The common theme that I hear from these customers is that they are overwhelmed with the amount of documents that they need to fill out. They are afraid that after filling out every form that they might miss one, and that when they go to file it at the court clerk's window, that their document would be rejected. In addition, these customers appreciate that the LDAs are familiar with the court processes and can assist the customer with getting the documents filed with the court correctly, with the correct number of copies, staples, and hole punching as necessary. These customers merely need help filling in the blanks and checking off the right boxes based on the customer's own decisions. These customers do not need legal advice. Just like you don't need a surgeon to take out a splinter, many legal processes don't require legal advice. LDAs help with form preparation services without giving legal advice. Let's move on to point 2. Customers use LDA services because LDAs are more accessible and provide a more personalized service than alternate self-help resources can. Some customers have shared with me that they experience frustration using these self-help resources, such as while using LegalZoom or the court self-help center or legal aid services. Many customers shared that they needed LDA form preparation services because they couldn't access the self-help services, because they weren't able to show up on the very limited designated days and times that the center was open, since these customers had to go to work. If they missed work, they would lose income. Some customers shared that they were able to ask for assistance, but that they did have to wait hours and hours to get the help that they needed. And they were only able to get help with only one part of the case. And they would have to come back on another occasion to get help with the rest of their matter. Other customers shared that they couldn't access the court self-help services because the service center was closed that day and they were only assisting people by chat and the customer didn't have access to a computer. Other customers shared that they couldn't access the court self-help services because the service centers were only helping people by phone. You would have to leave a message and someone would respond within 3 business days. Given that time is of the essence in certain situations, having to wait days for a callback was not helpful. Some customers decided to skip the help from the court self-help center altogether and instead pay for an online legal form preparation service provider like LegalZoom or Rocket Lawyer. However, they quickly realized that using those services had online questionnaires that had more questions than the forms themselves, or asked unnecessary questions like, what is your social security number? Information that rarely gets put on legal forms. Sometimes the customer shared that the form packets did not have the court's local forms that they needed in order to get the case filed with the court. These packets appeared to be a one-size-fits-all kind of service. The reason some customers use LDA services is because LDAs can provide a more personalized, accessible service. Many LDAs offer virtual services for those that need it, so that the customer can provide the necessary information that the LDA would need to prepare the forms the way that the self-represented litigant wants. That way, the customer doesn't have to miss time from work to get assistance with form preparation. If a customer would prefer to come in person, many LDAs have offices that customers can walk into and not have to wait hours and hours in line. Some LDAs work later than 5 p.m. and on weekends and can meet their customers outside of regular business hours. As you can see, LDA services are more accessible for some customers. And although LDA services are not free, the customers are happy to pay in order to get a more personalized attention that they can access for their specific legal matter. Speaking of money, let's talk about the third reason why customers choose LDAs. That is, LDA form preparation services cost less money than having an attorney do the same exact form preparation work where legal advice is not required. Many customers that come to me share that they had already visited an attorney, usually because they received a free consultation from a lawyer referral service in their county. These customers shared that the attorney quoted them a high price to assist them in the legal matter. And after carefully considering and weighing their options and taking pros and cons into consideration, the customer determined and made a decision on their own that hiring an attorney for their legal matter was not an affordable option, even if the attorney offered to do it for a flat fee. The customer shared that the cost for them was too high when they didn't need legal advice, and especially when the customer compared doing the paperwork themselves versus having the paperwork prepared by an attorney. So those are just a few reasons why a customer would choose to use an LDA service. We talked about that it could be because customers only need form preparation assistance, not legal advice, because customers can more easily access form preparation assistance from LDAs. And finally, another reason is because the form preparation services that LDAs provide cost less money than having an attorney do the same exact form preparation work. Thank you for listening. I appreciate your time and attention. Hopefully this was informative to you, and I hope to see you on the next podcast. Please like, share, and subscribe.